ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 17 of the Hockey Tank podcast. This is Sunday, February 20th, 2022, in drizzling snow, Newfoundland and Labrador. My name is Trevor Blackler, and as always, I'm joined by the ornate and one-of-a-kind Stephen Hale. What's up, man?
Not much, buddy. Out to Twillingate now for the weekend. Got an extra day off from school and whatnot, so trying to enjoy it. Unfortunately, the weather's been a bit shit, but hopefully it clears up tomorrow when I'm driving back. Nothing worse than driving in shitty weather. So
Oh, tell me about it, man.
yeah,
It's
how are you doing?
like I said in the intro, man. This weather outside is it's half snow and half rain, so it's weird mix. But I'm doing good, man. This tomorrow will be my first day of midterm break, so I'm off for a week. So I got a week just to fuck around and catch up on schoolwork and chip away at this podcast. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully chip away on Instagram at Hockey Tank and at YouTube at Hockey Tank Podcast.
Get the plugs in early. That's the way to do it. In today's show, Steve and I will summarize the last week of NHL news for you guys. Then we'll bring in a local hockey historian, Caleb Smith, to present another newbie who laced it up in the NHL. And to conclude the show, Steve and I will talk about our trophy predictions for 7 trophies at the end of the season. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Steve,
Yeah,
you want to just...
We went over some trophies earlier in the season, so if you go on our Instagram at Hockey Tank, you can go see the trophies we talked about at the start of the season. I think some of them are probably going to be different because we can't see in the future and predict it.
Oh well,
amazingly.
A lot of my predictions are already done, so I wouldn't say I'm going to win any awards for the predictions I made.
No, me either.
Yeah. All right, you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it, man. So first of all, I want to send a congrats to what's this guy's name? Stan Kroenke and the LA Rams on their second Super Bowl. Stan Kroenke is also the owner of this Colorado Avalanche, so there's a potential that he'll win a Super Bowl and a Stanley Cup in the same year. So pretty exciting for Stan.
That would be sick.
Yep. Second of all, women's Canada team won gold medal 3-2 versus States. While the men unfortunately fell short at the quarterfinals. But man, Marie-Philippe Poulin is going to go down as the best, probably female hockey player of all time. Like, she is the women's version of Sidney Crosby. She's unbelievable. She scored 3 points, I think 2 goals and an assist in a 3-2 win on States.
Mm-hmm. She's a clutch player.
She is,
more
man.
or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the better female players, more well known too within the media and stuff like that. When I think of female hockey players.
Well, when I think of female hockey players, I think of like
Haley
Wickenheiser, yeah, exactly, and Marie-Philippe Poulin, and I also think of like Phil Kessel's sister. What's her name? Amanda. And Darnell Nurse's, I think her name is Sarah Nurse. She scored the other goal in the 3-2 win. So we got some good female hockey players, man, to watch.
I've seen that. An ECHL, Montreal's ECHL team was interested in signing Poulin.
No way.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
Maybe she'll get a chance to try playing. I guess that's still pro league, right? Yeah, pro.
Yeah, definitely. That's the third best pro league in North America.
Yep. So hopefully she does sign. I mean, if she's interested, I think
that'd
be cool to watch.
That'd be sick, man. I'd love to see her play against Growlers. That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty so good for the women. Congrats on a gold medal. As speculated, the Arizona Coyotes will play the next 3 seasons at the Arizona State University. It was expected that the arena could fit 5,000 fans, but more realistically, we're seeing that the numbers are going to be closer to 3,000, between 3,000 and 4,500. So not exactly NHL caliber stadium. What are your thoughts on this?
Absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. Arizona needs to be moved. You can't fix what's broken when it's just broken. Like, this is absolutely shattered. Like, it's when you shatter a window. Like, are you gonna glue it back together? No, you're not gonna glue it back together. You're gonna go get a new window. Arizona Coyotes are a broken window.
That's a great metaphor, man. That's sick.
Yeah, they're beyond the point of repair in my mind.
Yeah,
I think the owner just needs to give up, and Gary Bettman needs to retire and let them bring it back to Canada, come to Quebec or go to Houston, even in USA. Just fix it, because you can't have four. Imagine you're playing in the best hockey league in the world, and you're going out there to 3,000 fans, man. Like the 20-gate stadium could fit that, man. If they, I mean, it wouldn't go under regulation at all, and you'd be shoulder to shoulder. But you know what I mean. That's just like CHL teams have more attendance. So
and there's so much wrong with this. First of all, for the players, I feel bad for them because they sign these big deals and they want to be like at the top of the game, playing in front of like 16,000 fans consecutively, and instead they're playing in front of 4,500 college students. So that kind of sucks. But good for the players because they're gonna have some nice young women to choose from now after the game. So first of all, good for them. But so that's probably the only upside. But this is gonna hurt the rest of the league too, because the revenue sharing from the CBA that all the players and the management sign says that, like, if they don't, I don't know, make a certain amount of revenue, then the players got to pay it in escrow. So this is going to totally fuck the players too out of some money, because there's no way that, unless Arizona's charging like $5,000 a ticket, that they can possibly make enough money equivalent to, say, any other NHL team, because they're only going to have 1/3 of the capacity.
Hot dogs aren't going to be cheap in that arena.
And the thing is, not only do the Arizona Coyotes got to make enough money to supplement, like, kind of what the rest of the league is making, but the Arizona State University is going to take a cut of that. So there's no way in hell that, and all the advertising, they can't put the advertising on the boards or anything. The partnerships that Arizona has, like, they have to, like, probably take all the stickers off the ice that they have for the Arizona State games. I think they're called the Moon Dogs, or they're called something, the sun something. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's a bad look on me. I should have wrote that down, but there's no way Arizona can make money from this end. So I think this is kind of just like a trial. And in 3 years, they still don't have it worked out with the city to get a stadium where the Arizona Coyotes can play. I think the Arizona franchise is going to be sold back to the NHL and put up for auction. So a place like Hartford or Quebec can buy it.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see, honestly. I think that'd be the best option.
That's what I've been hearing a lot of.
Yeah, I accidentally cut you off there and just said the word hot dog, so I think that's going to be good meme material. You can talk just out of the blue. So I had to bring that up again, but moving on. I think they should put it up for auction.
Why is it going to be? Jeez, why is it going to be paying $50 for fucking desert dog over there? Fucking Arizona
desert
State
dog,
University. So sucks, man.
It's a joke.
I should have brought this up earlier, but on the men's side of the Olympics, Slovakian men won bronze medal. Russia won the silver medal, and Finland won the gold medal just last night on Saturday night. So congrats to Finland, first of all, for getting I think their first gold medal in the Olympics for men's hockey. So good for them. Russia, fuck you. Like, you were supposed to win, but you didn't. I didn't really want you to win, so good thing you came second. And Slovakia got their first ever medal at a men's ice hockey Olympics. So great for them. Did any players in this Olympics stand out to you?
You know who's standing out? Who's standing out? That's not even a word, Steven.
Yeah.
Get it together. You know who stood out?
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine too, and I think Dylan Power was amazing. I think he was the best defenseman this year at only 18 years old. So good for him.
Dylan Power?
Is that what I say?
You said Dylan Power.
Oh, geez, Owen Power. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know who I had in mind there. And Matty Beniers also looked really good for the States. So those are two really good players that came out of last year's draft that are going to probably start making an impact as early as next year. Yeah, but I know your guy, so get to your guy.
Juraj Slavkovsky, 7 goals, 7 games.
Yeah.
Olympic MVP. That's really good to see. I also think Kent Johnson stood out for the Canadians in their short run there in the quarterfinals. He had some really good plays there, and he was on the ice for a nice few goals, and he made some good decisions with the puck. I think Columbus has a really talented forward there.
Definitely, yeah. He's a really creative player. I love watching him play.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Zegras. He's kind of like Zegras a little bit.
He's got a bit of that swagger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Juraj Slavkovsky, he's going to be probably one of the top 5 players in this draft now. I'd say this was his draft because I think I had him pegged at somewhere like between 6 and 10. but now I think he's in the top 10 maybe. If the team's looking for a goal scoring forward, which every team in the league is, I mean, why wouldn't you take this guy? So
I'm not gonna go too crazy into it yet. I know he had a good Olympics, but I don't know. I think he's definitely 5 to 10, 100%.
I
I
think he
don't know if
moves
he's
into
top
the
5
top
yet.
five. I think he moved into the top 5.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll do another mock draft a couple months down the road.
Closer to the draft, we will definitely do some more draft.
So,
all right, so Mark Stone was put on the LTIR conveniently as soon as Jack Eichel returns, and it has NHL fans alike completely up in arms about it, about the cap. I don't know, just a way to get around the cap. What do you
who
make
would
of
have
it?
guessed?
Yeah, it was either they had to trade two or three pieces to make room for Jack, or someone had to go on LTIR. So
I honestly don't care. I'm just tired of people complaining and bitching.
it's
deal with
part
it.
of the rules. So
Yeah.
it's within the rule book. So I don't know why people are complaining. Chicago used to do it when they won their cups in 2015. We've seen what Tampa Bay was doing in 2020, and I mean now it's Vegas. So
Yeah,
it
just
just
play a good hockey game and you don't have to worry about it. Like Colorado beat them.
yeah.
Just
I
don't
I
know.
can guarantee you though that Mark Stone is hurting with a back injury. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's as long term as they're saying, but he's definitely in some kind of pain right now. So
they need a goalie in Vegas too because Leonard's having surgery, I think, or something like
Leonard,
that.
yeah, he's out with an upper body injury, and a lot of people were saying they were showing interest in Fleury, but Vegas management came out over the weekend and said there's absolutely no way we are acquiring Marc-Andre Fleury. Um, they said there's no need for it. We have goalies here. And by goalies here, I guess they mean like Oscar Dansk and fucking Lauren Brossois. So good
Logan
luck, Vegas.
Thompson is a goalie prospect they have in Henderson playing with the Henderson Silver Knights.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's a solid goalie prospect. So they're probably he might get a game or two.
Yeah, he came in last year when they were having goalie problems at the beginning of the season. He wasn't playing all that great. So, but I mean, goalies take time. So
he's
that's
only a young
normal.
guy, so maybe he gets a few games this year just to see what he's made of.
That's right. All right. Next bit of news: Sidney Crosby scores goal number 500 in the NHL, and it was against the Philadelphia Penguins, which was his 50th goal against the Philadelphia Flyers. What?
You call them the Philadelphia Penguins.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Against the Philadelphia Flyers. Jesus.
No, man, listen, if I had to read off if I had to read off sheets of news like you, I'd be all over the place.
I think I made a mistake writing it in red because it's really fucking with my eyes right now.
So you don't write anything in red.
No, you don't. You that's why you grade like for teachers in red, but you don't write in red. So I fucked up. It's my bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
It's no big deal. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, no, thanks for getting on me there. But yeah, goal number 500 for Crosby. Who didn't see this coming? I mean, probably the best player I've watched in my lifetime, I'd say. I know McDavid's definitely up there, but Crosby just for an all-around player. For the injuries he's gone through like 3 concussion injuries and came back every time better than he left. So
he's the most iconic NHL player right now. I think if you go up to anybody who's not a hockey fan and ask them to name one hockey player, they'll probably say Sidney Crosby. So
yeah, it's probably between him and Ovi, I would say.
Yeah, somebody like that.
Definitely.
And then you get the older guys say Wayne Gretzky, but they're old. So
yeah, well, if you talk about active players, I mean, Sidney Crosby is probably the only one they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nashville will host Tampa Bay February 26th for the 2022 NHL Stadium Series game, and that's going to be played in Nashville. And they're already getting festivities together. Like there's going to be a lot of country music and a lot of fan festivities going.
Yeah, good for Nashville. They're having a really good year, and it seems like they're getting a lot of these games lately. Like they had one against Dallas a while back. When Corey Perry was on Dallas, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville is a booming hockey market as of the last like 3 years, man. They got
Stanley Cup Finals appearance.
Exactly in 2016, or was that 2017? Yeah, 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2017. Yep.
Yeah, and ever since then, I mean, just Nashville is the hockey place to be, and against Tampa Bay, two markets where you wouldn't expect hockey, but they're both playing really good this year, so it's a no-brainer. Put them up against each other.
Yep. It's a good idea.
Yep. So this is some exciting news. The 2022 World Junior Championship will return this summer. Rosters will be the same as what they left, no matter of age restrictions. That means if a player was of legal age or whatever when they played in December, he can still come back even though he might be above age now or
Yeah.
over the age. The women will play in June, and the men will play in August, right after the Helsinki World Cup, I think.
That's going to be cool to watch. I'm going to be tuning in, man, middle of the summer. Get to
Same.
see some more prospects. It'll be interesting. Maybe we'll, do something with that.
100%, man. I think they timed it really well where in June you have the draft and the Stanley Cup final celebrations. In July you have free agency and all the trading that goes on. And then August is really dead for hockey. So I think having this will just kind of fill in that gap. And then September you get ready for training camps and stuff.
It's not a bad idea to have it like that either. Even though every Christmas I do look forward to the World Juniors. Like that's my Christmas thing. Like it's like celebrate Christmas, watch World Juniors, have a few beer, and just enjoy.
Exactly.
Life.
Like if they changed it, if they had this consistently in August, I'd be pissed because that is a big part of my Boxing Day and New Year's parties revolve around the World Junior Championship. But I mean, I get over it pretty quickly because then I'd have hockey to watch in August. So
even if they went year for year, I don't know.
No, I definitely wanted to stay in December and January. But yeah, pretty exciting, man.
Yeah,
Good
I
thing
know. I just miss hockey in the summer, so can't have it all.
Yeah, good thing. I don't know. They're bringing this back, man, because I felt like we got short shafted there when they canceled it.
I think Canada was like running away with it.
Yeah, sure. They had to cancel it because Canada was beating the Buys too bad.
That's it, boy. I mean, like they haven't won much lately.
So hopefully the juniors
especially with the Olympics and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. What else do we got here? LeCavier and Nick Bobrov joined the Canadiens management team, two former teammates of Marty St. Louis in Tampa Bay. I don't know if you heard about these pickups, but
I did. Yeah, they're just trying to recreate the 2004 Tampa Bay Lightning.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think LeCavier is going to be a special advisor, and I think Nick Bobcroft is going to be either a pro or amateur scout. I'm not sure which one. But it seems like Ken Hughes has a lot of faith in Martin St. Louis, letting him kind of dictate who to bring in next. So that's good to see.
Caulfield's been playing really well too since St. Louis got there.
Yeah, he has. He's got like 2 goals. He's got like 3 goals or something in 2 games or 3 games.
Yeah, he's pretty much scored every game that St. Louis has been coached. So
yeah, I know the first time they've won since fucking like December. It seems like they, or I think since like January 18th. He got the game tying goal and then the overtime goal. And,
yeah, I picked Montreal to win tonight on a pro line.
Did you?
Cool, yeah, I'm trying to win big.
Who are they playing?
New York Islanders, I think.
That's going to be a low-scoring game. I can see it now. But
yeah, but I hopefully they scrape one in there past them. You know, late in the third.
We'll see. Sorokin hasn't been playing that great lately, so hopefully you can do it.
Yeah.
What do we got? Toronto and Buffalo will play in an outdoor game on March 13th. So that's an exciting news. We get another outdoor game. I think that's going to be played in Buffalo or Hamilton. I think Hamilton. But the real story that everybody's talking about is how fucking garbage the Toronto throwback jerseys or whatever of the Toronto arenas. As a Toronto fan, what do you think of those jerseys?
I think that they're trying to recreate and have an old look, and I think it looks exactly like the older jerseys. Like it's plain. Like older jerseys were boring. That's just the science.
Not all older jerseys were boring.
Most of them.
But
the Toronto Arena's older jerseys was boring, so they recreated it, and they recreated the exact Toronto Arena's jersey, and people were flipping the fuck out. So I don't know what they want to do.
Yeah, I guess
I don't mind it. I really don't care, honestly. I'm not a big. I've never really been picky with jerseys. I like 90% of all jerseys. There's only a few jerseys. I can't even really think of any off the top of my head that I really hate. I mean, I'm not a big. I don't like to hate on jerseys, man. I think they're all cool in their own way. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. As you can tell, I have a background. I'm a big jersey guy, so I got to pick this apart. Like solid jerseys don't work. It's been proved time and time again. You got to have a stripe in there. You got to have some kind of like especially today. I mean, people watch a movie on their TV, have their laptop on their lap, and then have their phone in their hands. I mean, people like need to be entertained at like every corner of their day. Like, so having a solid jersey just with a T on it isn't going to work. It's not going to promote jersey sales. Like, I guess if you're not doing it for jersey sales, it's all right. But everything now is motivated by revenue. So when you can get that easy jersey sales, I mean, you're going to have Toronto fans that are going to buy it anyway, the diehards, just to support them. But you need to throw in a stripe. You need to throw in some stars. You need to do something to kind of make it flashier, so people will want to buy it. You can't just have a solid jersey. But I don't know. I'm not shitting on the jersey itself. I mean, I don't really mind
I don't
it.
really
I know
care.
a lot of people online were calling it the fuck out, calling the designers lazy and everything like that. And I guess it's probably got some heritage symbols in there for the older fans of the game. But
I personally don't give a fuck. That's my opinion. I know I've seen people get mad about it, but I just don't care as long as I get to watch a good game of hockey.
That's fair. Well, it's against Buffalo, so I doubt you'll get that wish.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be let down twice.
Tage Thompson last night scored 3 goals
First
for
hat trick,
Buffalo,
yep.
and they fucking lost 5-3.
Yeah, they're still struggling, but they got a good prospect pool, so they'll
That's true.
hopefully come
Something
through.
we didn't talk about, but I feel like we should bring it up. Dylan Cousins, the boy of this podcast. We love Dylan Cousins around here, but he fucking cross-checked. I don't even know the guy's first name. Fucking, I can't remember. Franz Nelson or Brock Nelson. There you go. On New York Islanders, and he only got suspended, or not even suspended. He only got fined like $5,000 for it, and it was the dirtiest. It was the dirtiest hit from behind cross check that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, but Brock Nelson did something to him in the play before to entice that.
Yeah, but I still don't think that matters. Like, I think they should have suspended him or something. That's just a bad look for the league to suspend people for like clean hits, but someone got injured on the play, and then for Dylan Cousins.
Was he injured?
No, Brock Nelson got right back up. He's been right up, but it's still a bad look just not punishing the guy for probably the dirtiest play in the week, you know?
Yeah, that was a bit of a dirty play. I'm not going to lie.
I still love the player, but I think he should have been penalized a bit worse. It's just like,
if he was suspended, I wouldn't give him any more in the game.
He should have got 1 or 2, I think. For sure.
I would have. I'm fine with the fine. I mean, he only cross-checked him. He never like knocked his ass out.
The thing was, it was a vulnerable play. He was about like, I would say 6 feet from the boards and hit him from behind and knocked him down. And Brock didn't expect it, right? He was just skating off for a change. So if Brock caught an edge or something, went head first into the boards, it could have been a lot worse.
That's true. Yeah, I guess George Peros probably just spun a little wheel and seen where it landed and then did whatever the wheel said.
First time offender, and like you said, Brock Nelson did hit him earlier in the play, so it wasn't just out of nowhere. But I don't know. It seems like there's double standards for young prospects these days. That shouldn't really exist. But anyway, that's we'll see what he does with the rest of his career, and if he does something else, I'm sure he'll get suspended now that he has his track record.
Yeah.
Emile Francis passed away at age of 95. I don't know too much about this guy, but I know he was instrumental for the success of the Rangers from the 60s to 70s. They never won a cup during those days, but they made it to the finals. And if it wasn't for the Montreal Canadiens of the 70s, they probably would have won a cup or 2. Do you know anything about this guy? Did you read anything about Emile?
I looked him up and I seen all the posts. After his passing, I believe he's around 95 years old. He's quite an old fellow. I think he's born in 1927, which is like ancient. So still, unfortunately, passed away, but he lived a good long life. I know he was a coach for the Rangers, and I believe he was a coach for, was it the Bruins or the Sabres?
Could have been either. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but
during that time, I don't think it was the Bruins, because the successor, I think it was Harry Snydon, was the person before Don Cherry's, and Don Cherry took over in, I think, 94. So it probably wasn't Boston. It was probably Buffalo.
Yeah, so I know he was a coach there too, and he spent a lot of years coaching. I guess he got at the game like in the 80s. He probably got at the game. Like I mean, so he was retired for a while, just living it out, chilling. It's a tough loss for hockey when you lose a coach. Unfortunately, I personally don't know a lot about him because he's before my time, but Yeah, it's condolences to the family.
For sure. So we got a couple trades to talk about, Steve. The first big trade of, I guess, this trade bait frenzy we got going is Calgary receives Tyler Toffoli, and in exchange they gave Montreal a first round pick, a fifth round pick, Emil Heineman, and Tyler Pitlick. So Montreal stocking up on Pitlicks and first rounders, it seems like, because I'm pretty sure they have Rem too, don't they?
They do. They love their Pitlicks in Montreal.
Yeah. Gonna get some brother chemistry.
Yeah.
I guess, what do you think? Do you think Tyler Toffoli was worth a first round pick? A big prospect, well, not a huge prospect, but probably like a B plus prospect, and a fifth round in Tyler Pitlick?
In Calgary, I do. Any other team, not really. I think Calgary, a lot of players he knows there. Sutter's behind the bench. Seamless transition is what I think it is for depth scoring, and not even depth scoring because he can play anywhere in the lineup. So
yeah, you can put him on the PP.
Just more scoring in general. I think if a team like Anaheim went out and acquired him for that, I don't think it would have been as good of an idea. But where Calgary is pretty much unstoppable lately, and then they need a bit of extra scoring. I think it's a fair trade for what they're trying to do. If it gets them to the second round of the playoffs, I think it's a win.
Fair enough. I think it's a great trade for Montreal, because Montreal kind of didn't know where they were going for this with this player, and they're obviously trying to tear it down now and just rebuild. They're accepting the rebuild now, which is a good sign. So if they get a first round, it's not going to be it's top 10 protected. So if Calgary goes on a shit show and slips into the ninth pick or something, they'll just get it for next year.
I don't think they're going to worry about that.
I don't think they have to worry about that either. I think they're second in the Pacific now, right behind.
Yeah, but GMs just do that so they don't lose their job.
Yeah, but great trade. I think Tyler Toffoli has multiple ties now. Like you said, Daryl Suttler was his old coach in LA, and he played with Sean Monahan, I think, in the OHL.
And he played with Lucic.
Yeah, Lucic in LA too. You're right. It works on a lot of levels, man. So yeah, and he can play anywhere, man. You put him on the second line, that's a great second liner. You put him on the power play, and he can probably put in a couple goals. And he scored in his first game in Calgary too. So
he did. Yeah, he's a really good fit. I like trade for both. I think it's good for both teams.
I think that's a pretty even trade.
It's a good trade.
So this next trade, I think you're gonna like a lot. So Arizona trades Ryan Dzingel, and Ilya Lyubushkin to Toronto in exchange for Nick Ritchie, a conditional second round in 2025, and if that condition isn't fulfilled, then it's a third round in 2023. I'll let you take away with your praises.
Yeah, it's one of the best trades I've seen in a long time. Nick Ritchie did absolutely nothing in Toronto. He's played with the Marlies, went down through waivers. Nobody took him. Arizona could have got him for free at one point, but they decided to give up a top six defenseman and a bottom six forward and for him. So I think it's a really good trade for Dubas. I'm not going to praise it up because it's not the best trade I've ever seen, but I think it's just solid for Toronto. For Arizona, I mean, if you couldn't get anything better than that, I mean, Toronto was in a hard spot. They're trying to dump some money. I think that Arizona did a shit job in this trade, honestly, just like everything else they do. But I think the Leafs had a good deal there. I think it's a solid deal overall. I think Lyubushkin's going to slide in on the depth chart. He's a bit more of a physical defenseman, so he can probably kill penalties too. So I think it's a decent trade for Toronto.
Yeah. And I just want to chime in with a meme I seen last night. So there's this account on Instagram called Nux Memes. I'm not sure if you follow it or not, but he's a funny guy, and he was saying it's pretty bad when when you trade players away, and the best thing to come out of the trade is that Nick Ritchie isn't on your team anymore. Like, that's the best thing that came out of this. I don't know. Obviously, I can't repeat it. Like, you'd have to see the meme to see the exact wording and stuff like that. But just not having Nick Ritchie on the books essentially is the best thing to come out of this trade, which is saying something. Ryan Dzingel is a hell of a player, man. I love this player. I think he's going to be a great third liner. and Ryan Dzingel can kill penalties. He's quick, man. He kind of reminds me of a bigger Tyler Ennis.
I think he'll slot in on the fourth line though.
Fourth line. And I mean that's up to I guess the Sheldon Keefe.
The Leafs third line's really solid with David Kampf, Andre Kasha, and Ilya Mikheyev.
They're playing really well. Kasha, I think Kasha's got like a shit ton of goals in the past 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure.
He's
or
a
at least
solid
what
player.
he was, but no. Ilya Lyubushkin too. He is a physical player. He's gotten scraps with all the big boys in the NHL. I was watching a fight with him and Pat Maroon, and he held his own against Pat. So
I think Dermott's going to go at the deadline, and I think Liljegren's probably going to be sent down. I think they want to shore up that defense for a playoff run. I think Liljegren's good, but he's just too young, and doesn't have the experience right now. I think they're looking for one more defenseman. I think it might be a deal with Dermott, like a 1-for-1, like a hockey trade.
Yeah.
And then Liljegren can probably get sent down. Then you have Lyubushkin and somebody else to slide in there. Who you got for Dermott? Because Dermott's just he's a decent defenseman, but I think they need an older guy, somebody in his 30s, somebody who he's been around, a veteran, knows how to win playoff games. I think that'd be more useful than Travis Dermott on your third pair in the playoffs. Sure. Anyways.
Yeah, Travis Dermott is a kind of a two-way player, but more offensively minded. He did really well in juniors, and that's probably why he was picked in the second round or something. But
offense isn't there though.
Yeah, it's not there at the highest level. So,
yeah,
I don't know. This guy's
he's still not a bad defenseman though.
Yeah, no, this guy's good if you can pair him with like a defensive guy that kind of teach him the ropes. But in Toronto, you don't really have those guys or as many of those guys in your bottom.
You just need a more experienced guy right now.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion.
That's pretty much all for my news. I just want to talk about those two trades and a bit of what's going on in the hockey world. Did you have any news to
add? I usually say one or two things, but I was going to cover that trade too and talk a bit about that. And I think we covered pretty much everything here today so far.
Perfect. All right, before I let everybody go, I just want to remind you guys that it's still Black History Month. And if you do have a platform or some kind of ability to kind of lift people of color up, please do it. If you have the opportunity to let a person of color speak their mind or speak with their hardships on your platform or anything like that, I'd highly suggest it. NHL.com right now has a tab on the top of their website. It's Black History Month tab, and you can click on that to see everything that's going on with Black history and just people of color getting involved in our game. So I would highly suggest that for sure. And besides that, guys, don't go anywhere. We got a great NHL Newfie of the Week coming up for you guys. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in a couple seconds. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. I'm glad to bring on Caleb Smith, our very own in-house hockey historian. How you doing, buddy?
Great, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad, dude. Thanks for asking. What's the weather like today in St. John's?
It's pretty sloppy, actually. We finally got rid of our snow, and now we're just getting some back, so can't get rid of it.
Same thing in CVS, man. All of our snow melted, and we're just getting a bit more now coming down.
Can't say that for my side of the province.
No, where are you to?
I'm in Twillingate now, but I'm living in Corner Brook, so tough, man. Shoveling a couple times a day. I wish I was like you guys, getting pissed on with rain all the time.
Yeah, that's brutal. How's the ponds over there? You been on the pond playing a bit of hockey over there?
Not really, man, because they're just tumbled with snow.
I guess, yeah.
And I don't have too many people to go with me, so because I'm a loner. Sad. Anyways, let's get into the noof.
Yes, let's get into the noof, Caleb. Who do you got for us this week?
We got another townie, Luke Adam from St. John's, a centerman. Nice. Luke was drafted 44th overall in 2008 by the Buffalo Sabres.
Another second-round pick.
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah. This guy was highly touted, I remember there was a lot of hype for him on the island when he got drafted.
There was, man. Luke Adam, he was, I'd say he was up there with the hype with like Michael Ryder and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was huge.
Luke Adam played 4 seasons in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with the St. John's Fog Devils, the Montreal Junior Hockey Club, and the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles. So he went around quite a bit in the queue.
Suitcase.
Um, a season I want to highlight in the queue in 2009-2010, he played 56 games and scored 90 points. So yeah, this would explain the hype around Luke Adam.
Yeah.
Really good point totals.
In 2010-2011, he made his professional debut and he split time with the Portland Pirates and Buffalo Sabres. With Buffalo, he played 19 games, scored 3 goals, tallied an assist for 4 points. And that season, he was also an AHL All-Star.
Let's go. Did you have his AHL totals there on you?
Oh, shit, I don't, man. I wish I took note because he was an All-Star that season, but...
That's all right. We'll throw it in the Instagram caption.
Yes, man. Sounds good.
Yeah, if you want to figure out some more fun facts about these players, follow us on Instagram at Hockey Tank. Just no podcast at the end, just Hockey Tank.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug.
Back to Luke Adam.
The next season, 2011-2012, he split time with Rochester, and he played 52 games with Buffalo, scored 10 goals, 10 assists for 20 points. So this was a solid. He's starting to get his feet wet in the NHL. He's starting, see what it's all about.
I remember having Luke Adam on my GM mode, I think, in one game. And I think I put him on along with Eric Stahl.
What was this, like NHL 11?
Yeah, I don't know if it was one. I think Taves was on the cover.
Yeah, there was NHL 11.
Yeah. I think it was that. I think it was that year. I had a Carolina GM mode. Nice. I believe. I went and I took all the Newfies in the game and put them on my team.
That was probably such a shit team.
I was bad, yes. Yeah,
it was a good locker room team, though. Great locker room. They had the most fun in the league.
Yeah. Oh, my God. The amount of beers crashed in those fucking locker
I don't think we won a cup. I think I gave up before we won, so whatever.
Luke Adam, in 12-13, this was the lockout season, or the half lockout season. He played the majority with Rochester. And with Buffalo, he only got up for 4 games played, and he scored a goal while he was up. The next season, 13-14, again, he played the majority with Rochester in the AHL, but he got called up for 12 games played, and he scored another goal.
Wow, not bad.
This guy's a pure goal scorer.
Yeah, seems to be.
Yes, man. He doesn't get many fucking assists.
No, you don't pass the biscuit.
14-15, he was traded to the Springfield Falcons in the AHL, and he got called up with Columbus for 3 games played that season too, and he got 4 penalty minutes to show for it. But this would be the last time Luke Adam would play in the NHL.
Wow.
Career cut short, man. Too bad.
Should have signed with Vancouver.
You're gonna say that for every new now, right?
No, man. I feel bad because these guys are all like first, second round picks, and it's like, why aren't these guys working out? We could have had an abundance, we could have abundance of Newfies who were successful, but like everybody just seemed to fall off the wagon or something, which is unfortunate in terms of having a long NHL career.
Well, you think about how many people are in the world, then you think about how many people play hockey, and then how many jobs are in the NHL, and there's not a lot of jobs for how many people are playing hockey in the world. So,
oh man,
it's crazy hard to break. This guy, in my mind, will always be a Rochester American to me. That's where I can see him in a jersey. But
yes, man,
it's too bad it never worked out at Buffalo because, like I say, and like this guy was highly touted. Like he had so much hype around him. There was like so many articles from like the Telegram and the Salt Wire, if they're even on the go, saying that this guy's going to be a stud in the NHL.
He played on the World Junior team that won silver in 2010 too.
I remember that.
Yeah, he got 8 points in 6 games in that World Juniors.
That's crazy. That's sick.
That's good.
Yes, man. But anyway, after he finished up in the NHL in 15-16, he played a full season with the Hartford Wolfpack of the AHL. And then 16-17, he went to the German league, the DEL, until 1920, where he retired. And he averaged solid 30 points every season over in the German league. And in 2019, he actually won the DEL championship with Adler Mannheim.
Let's go.
Good way to hang him up. Good way to hang him up, man.
Yeah, man.
The Pro Sports Trophy.
Man, a lot of Newfoundlanders work out in Germany, either from coaching or from playing like that. I don't know. That's just like the international Newfie hotspot there.
Yeah, it's a place to go if you're a Newfie who's struggling in the North America, just head over to Germany and win yourself a championship, coach a couple teams, and call it a career.
That's right.
Settle down with a nice German kid, wife, for life. The Newfie dream.
Yes, that's right.
Newfie
Get EI
dream,
and settle down with your German wife.
I wouldn't mind going over and living in Germany, man. I tell you, that's my Newfie dream.
Yeah, Germany's
Not
pretty
mine.
sweet spot. You could probably be a hockey star over there, Steve.
Me?
Yes, man. All you gotta say is I'm from
No.
Newfoundland. They're like, you'll get on first line.
Yeah. Take this money. Take all my money. They'll be like this. They'll be opening up their wallet, giving me their money.
That's right. Newfoundland. Come coach the team, bud. Caleb, I was just about to ask you, did you get any stats or anything from this guy's early life career playing in St. John's?
No, I didn't. There's not much. I think he played major midget in St. John's. So unlike a lot of guys that moved away, he actually spent most of his time in St. John's.
Nice.
Until
Yeah. And then,
obviously he went to the Q with the Fog Devils. So he even stayed in Newfoundland for a bit of his junior career.
Yeah, so he probably moved away when he was like 16 or 17. He was probably playing major midget when he was probably 14, 15. Sweet.
I kind of wish the Q was here now, honestly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I wish we got to see like upcoming prospects come through.
Sick of James Melindy. No offense.
James Melindy's a player, man. If I ever get the Growlers jersey, I'm gonna get his name on it, I think.
Yeah, he'd be the most iconic name to put on a Growlers jersey. Melindy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it for Luke Adam.
Well, that was a better career than most people that come out of Newfoundland. So congrats to you, Luke. Good job.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
18 goals, 12 assists. I mean, it's not bad.
Pure sniper.
No.
Pure sniper.
Yeah.
The assist that he got, just like he was shooting a puck and just a rebound. Some other guy put it in. He was like, fuck, that should have been my goal.
Yeah, just get the rebound. I'm not fucking passing it. You can get my rebound.
This guy's shooting the puck from the blue line on a 3-on-0. Guaranteed. He's just winding up for a slap shot.
He doesn't waste any time. No. He's never skated past the hash marks once. Not even on the forecheck.
Yeah,
just in between the blue lines.
This guy's the Newfoundland.
He lives in between the blue lines.
That's right. Yeah, the boys are in there killing a penalty, and he's on the PK, just beaver tapping at the red line. Boys, send me for a breakaway.
Just sitting at the blue line.
Yeah.
I don't think he was that bad. I think there might be a bit of an exaggeration there, but
obviously, yeah, just poking fun.
Oh yeah, jeez. Well, we make a living at that. Well, we don't really make a living at anything, but
yeah.
Who are we to make fun of Luke Adam? Look at us. Anyways,
yeah, that's right.
We'll schedule a therapy session for next week.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Luke, if you're listening, feel free to come on and defend your name. I would love to have you on the pod.
Love to have you, Luke Adam. Please.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by, Caleb. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, man.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye. Hello, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through the news and NHL Nuke of the week. I don't think it was that much of a burden because we had a pretty good nuke this week. But anyway, let's get on to our hockey tank topic. So this week we're going to talk about mid-season trophy projections. We already did projections at the start of the season, but a lot of them haven't come true yet. So we're going to try again halfway through.
Are on good pace.
Half of them aren't bad, but some of them are brutal. Like our picks for the Calder were kind of brutal, so we got to fix that. My Vezina trophy, I said Simeon Varlamov was going to win it, and he's on IR right now. He's played like 10 games, so I don't think he's going to win.
No. Who did I say? I said Vasilevsky. Still could win.
That's a perfect pick. So we're going to try it again. So Steve, which trophy would you like to talk about first?
I think we should talk about the Hart first. I like that trophy. It's one of my favorites.
So I got a bit of a history on each trophy here, so we'll go through. So the Hart Memorial Trophy was named after Dr. David Hart, the father of Montreal's former coach and GM Cecil Hart. This trophy was first won in 1924 by Frank Niber. Fun fact, all but 3 players who have won this trophy that are retired have been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. So it shows that there's pretty high correlation. If you win this trophy, then there's a pretty high chance you're going to the Hockey Hall of Fame. It was awarded annually to the player most valuable in the NHL. So Steve, by that definition, who do you think is going to win it this year?
I think a well-deserving player. He's played a lot of games, and is finally sitting where he should be. Is Jonathan Hubert of the Florida Panthers.
Great pick.
He's been grinding it out, having excellent seasons for a long time. In 2018 and 19, he had 92 points. He's been over a point per game since 2017. So, and he's been well over a point per game, like some years 15, some years 20, and some years like 10. But, this year he has 68 points in 49 games. Very fast pass first mentality, playmaker at heart, 51 assists and 17 goals, plus 23. I don't know if you can draw it up better. I think Huberdeau is probably going to finish the year. He could have a chance to lead the league in scoring as well. He's only behind by 2 points, I think. So,
I think 3.
Yeah, well, he can catch up. I'm confident, and I'd really like to see somebody else lead the league in points just for a change, just to mix it up, man. So
just mix it up.
He's my Hart Trophy winner right now because I think he's an excellent player.
That's a great call. I went pretty straightforward. Right now, I'm thinking Connor McDavid will get the trophy. So far, he's got 71 points in 47 games. So definitely a valuable player in the NHL. I think he'll finish around 115 to 120 points. My runner-ups are Jonathan Huberdeau. So like you said, we're kind of same thing. I think Huberdeau will finish with around 110 points. Or I think Alex Ovechkin might be able to win it just for how old he is and how
he's playing at that age.
Proficient his goal scoring is at that age. And I think a sneaky Hart winner could be Austin Matthews. I mean, if Austin Matthews wins the Rocket by a nice clip, which he seems to be catching up pretty well.
He was injured at the start of the season, so it took him a little while to catch up.
He's not gonna play 82 games, but he still might win the Rocket. So I think there's a real chance he might even win the Hart too, because if the Leafs get into a good playoff spot and get a lot of points, then a major contributor to that is Austin. So I think he gets to win it too.
Yeah, there's a few options. The Hart's always a little bit debatable.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as objective as, say, the Rocket or the Art Ross or something like that.
It's not as clear cut. You can discuss it more.
Exactly. Which trophy would you like to talk about next?
I'd like to do the Calder. I think that's a good trophy.
The Calder Trophy. So the Calder Memorial Trophy was named after Frank Calder, the first president of the NHL. It was first awarded to Karl Voss in 1933 and most recently to Kirill Kaprizov. It is awarded annually to the NHL's most proficient rookie in his first year of competition. This trophy is not to be confused with the Calder Cup, which is the AHL championship trophy. This is the Calder Trophy, not the Calder Cup. Who do you think will win the Calder Trophy, Steve?
If I was choosing, I'd have no doubt in my mind that it would be Moritz Seider.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I think where Zegras has a flash, and he puts people in the seats more than Moritz Seider in that sense, and he's fancier and he's always on NHL Instagram. Kind of pisses me off because I want to see some more players, but I think it might be Zegras. But if I was choosing, it's Moritz Seider. He's a dying breed. He's a tough defenseman. He's big. He's hard to play against. Essential for any cup-winning team. Proven over the years. You look at guys like Hedman. And then Chris Pronger, and then all these big defensemen who are just tough and hard to play against. Jesus Christ, Drew Doughty with the Kings. Then you had Duncan Keith, not so physical as these guys, but he still threw a couple big hits. Nicholas Lidstrom still. I don't know how physical Lidstrom was, but he was still an essential defenseman to have on a cup-winning team. So I think Moritz Seider's a leader on the back end, and unfortunately, I think he might get snubbed because of the fanciness of a guy like Zegras, but I believe he's more than deserving of this trophy.
Yep.
Bet yourself.
I couldn't have said it better myself, except you didn't name the other Detroit prospect. So I gotta say it will be Lucas Raymond who wins this trophy. But like you said, it's an easy pick just because he's leading the points and he's a great forward at his age. But if it was up to me, I think Moritz Seider does deserve it more, but they're both playing amazing right now. I just think Lucas Raymond will win it because it's just easy to look at his point totals and say, okay, he has more than Moritz. So he's obviously going to get it. My runner-ups for this trophy are Trevor Zegras, like you said, that's a great point that he puts asses in seats and jersey sales, and he's all over the Instagram, a flashy player at the All-Star game. So it's really easy to look at a player like that and say, okay, yeah, he's the most proficient. But I don't know. Moritz Seider is just he's already
10
the
years
best.
down the road. The
Yeah.
best player out of this
This-
class, I think, is Maurice Sutter.
I think Moritz Seider is probably going to win probably 3 Norris trophies in his career. It depends if they look at it objectively just in points, because if you look at it in points, because it is all around defensive game. It's not just points and it's not just defense. The Norris Trophy does go to the best all around player at defense. But yeah, sorry, let's just recap. So Lucas Raymond's going to win it. I think Moritz Seider deserves it more. Runners up are Trevor Zegras. Anton Lundell is having a good season too. And a bit of a biased pick, but I'm going to say another runner-up might be Dawson Mercer. He's definitely turning a lot of eyeballs on him.
Yeah, he's having a great year. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's a Calder year, but it's still a solid start to a career.
Oh, definitely. I think he's got 36 points. No, not that many. He's
29.
29? Yeah, somewhere around there. 30. He's got 30 points. I mean, that's what we were projecting. We said he was going to get around like 40 points.
I'm thinking 40 points. Yeah, 40-something points.
40-something points for sure would be a great rookie season. It's just too bad that there's a lot of players that are a little bit more talented, playing more bigger roles in their clubs. So yeah, good call. I think you're right that Zegers could win it just because
name value.
Asses in seats. Yeah, exactly. What trophy would you like to discuss next?
Probably the Vezina, the goalie trophy.
Vezina Trophy. So the Vezina Trophy was named after George Vezina. He's a legendary goalie for the Montreal Canadiens in the 1910s and 1920s. It was first awarded in 1926, shortly after he passed away from, I think it was some kind of, I don't know, like immune system or breathing sort of. I want to say, I can't say it, but yeah, it was some kind of virus or something like that. But it was first awarded in 1926 to George Hainsworth, and most recently to Marc-Andre Fleury. It's essentially awarded to the best goalie in the position. Who fits that mold to you?
Fits that mold to me is who I picked at the start of the year. Andrei Vasilevsky. I'm sticking by this prediction because it's still a great prediction to this day. 26 wins, 8 losses, 4 overtime losses, 922 save percentage, 2.27 goals against the average. He plays so many games for Tampa. I mean, he played 2 long playoff runs. He played like almost every game so far this year, like 90% of them. He doesn't stop playing hockey. He's in his prime. He's the best goalie in the league. If we're talking about the best goalie in the league, it's Andrei Vasilevsky, and it's not even close. Yeah. It's not even close, really. But and now I'm sticking with him, man. He deserves a Vezina. He is the best goalie in the league.
I think so too.
I know the NHL likes to have their gimmicks and choose the underdogs just to get views, but I think it's not even fucking close.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with you that he is the best goalie, but I think it is more of a bit of a show for a lot of these trophies, where it can be subjective instead of like based on numbers and stuff like that. I think they will give it to Igor Shesterkin. He's got unbelievable numbers this year, and this is only his second year in the league, really. He's got 31 games played with 23 wins, a .938 save percentage, and a 2.05 goals against average. So great numbers from, like I said, a second-year player. But my runner-ups would be Freddie Anderson. I think he's having a great year in Carolina. Jacob Markstrom, I think he's leading the league like far and away in shutouts right now in Calgary. And you never can count out Andrei Vasilevsky, can you? So I got him as my third runner-up.
Yeah, well, I don't think to choose Vasilevsky if you say it that way, but you know.
Like I said, I think I agree with you. Andrei Vasilevsky is the best goalie in the league, but you said it, man. It is more of a show, and they kind of got to switch it up because it's no fun seeing the same person win it every single year. So
yeah, give it to Pavel Francois.
I'd say he's muster.
Just for a laugh.
Bring Garrett Sparks back and give it to him.
Just for a laugh. Yeah. Nice.
Which trophy next, buddy?
I'm thinking the Norse. Let's talk about some defensemen now.
Nice. Sick. So the Norse Trophy, named after James Norris, long owner of the Detroit Red Wings, first awarded in 1954 to Red Kelly, and most recently to Adam Fox. It is awarded annually to the NHL's top defense player who demonstrates the greatest all-around ability in that position. Who is your Norris winner this year?
My Norris winner is number 5 for the Florida Panthers, Aaron Ekblad.
Great pick. I love that.
He's worked for this for a long time. He's dealt with injuries. He played on a shitty team to start his career. For the most part of his career, he's been on the plus side of the plus and minus. I know that's a stat some people don't really like, but I don't mind it. He's plus 35. Once you get a big plus minus like that, you're doing something right. If you get for your plus 10, plus 11, I mean, it's harder to look into that stat, but once you get up to plus 35s, you're scoring goals when you're on the ice, whether you're getting the points for it or not. He's 45 points in 48 games. Incredible defenseman, both ends. He's shifty with the puck. Can slide across the ice, open lanes, get shots to the goalie without getting blocked in traffic. So I think, first overall pick back in 2014. So, incredible defenseman. He's my pick.
I'm so happy you said that, man. We're finally putting some respect on Aaron Ekblad's name. For the longest time, you used to watch videos of the top 10 or top 15 biggest first overall busts, and you'd see his name pop up at number 5 just because he was playing on a bad Florida team and they needed work. But you can absolutely take him off that list now. He has turned into one of the best defensemen in the league, and it's too bad his season got cut short with an injury last season. Because he was having a great season last year too.
Yeah, it was.
So great pick, Steve.
Who do you have?
I think Cale Makar is going to win the Norris this year. He's the modern day Paul Coffey. He's the best defensive skater and maybe one of the best skaters in the league overall. He's at 50 points now, but will probably finish with 80 plus points. He's also a plus 32, which is good enough for 6th best in the National Hockey League. My runners-up are, first of all, Roman Josi having an unbelievable season, leading defenseman in points. Then would be Victor Hedman, because again, he's up there in points and just one of the best defensemen to do it in the last decade. And then it'd be Aaron Ekblad.
Those are all good picks. Hard to choose, but I think Ekblad's having that season. I think there's plenty more years for Makar to come up. I think his defensive game is decent. I think it needs more work than guys like
come
Ekblad.
On, man. He's only 3 pluses away from beating Ekblad or catching Ekblad. So I think his defensive game is great.
That's stats. Again, I said that stats more of a team stat in a sense.
Yeah.
I think if we want to get into defensive analytics, we're actually going to have to get into defensive analytics.
I think Cale Makar is such an effective defenseman because he doesn't beat you with size; he beats you with speed. If you're coming down on him, he can skate just as fast backwards as you can forwards. Yeah. So I think that's the best part of his defensive game.
He's due for Norse trophies. I just think there's more rounded defensemen right now.
All right. Yeah, it is the all-around ability of defenseman, so I can see that.
But the NHL, they do like to pick the fancy guys all the time.
That's right.
I would say Cale Makar is a lot fancier than Aaron Ekblad.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with me there.
Aaron Ekblad is the most mature, youngest defenseman right now. He is stone-faced. He seems like he should have he seems like he's been in the league for 15 years, even though he's only been in here for 8 years. I don't know. He is going to win a Norris soon. I think Ekblad, especially if Florida keeps doing what they're doing in the Atlantic Division right now.
Yeah, I think Ekblad can finish with 65, 70 points.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he's up there.
Makar can probably finish with 70 to 80 points.
I'm saying 80 plus. I think if Cale Makar turns it on, I think he can get up to 85. And if he doesn't turn it on, I think that around 80 for sure.
Yeah, well, time will tell, I guess.
That's right.
Good picks either way.
Yeah, you too, man. Great pick for Ekblad. Finally putting some respect on his name, like he should have had all these years. Which trophy next?
Art Ross. Let's talk about that.
So the Art Ross Trophy was named after the infamous Arthur Howie Ross, a former player, coach, and GM for many teams in the NHL. Fun fact here, he designed the official NHL puck that we still use today with the textured edges. He believed that
Sick.
it had better grip on better grip on hockey players' sticks, and it wouldn't fall off and bounce around as much. And it turns out he was right, and we still use that design of puck today. So this award was first handed out in 1948 to Elmer Loft, and now currently belongs to Connor McDavid. It's awarded to the player who leads the league in points at the end of the regular season. Imagine that trophy was handed out in 1498, like I was gonna say, man. Fuck.
Yeah, handed it to Zeus.
Yeah, handed out to fucking Caesar salad over there in fucking Rome. Who do you think's gonna get the Art Ross this year?
McDavid. I think Connor McDavid's going to get the Art Ross. I don't. It's close with several players like Hubert and Draisaitl and McDavid and Kadri's up there as well. So
Kadri, yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, he would be a Hart candidate for me if we were back talking about the Hart now. But we're talking about the Art Ross.
I don't think you're really, because he's not the most valuable player to me. He's kind of secondary to that first line in Colorado.
I feel like, yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. He's a really. Without him this year, Colorado wouldn't be complete. He completes them. Like, you see those memes with the hearts.
I did see those memes with the hearts.
Yeah.
I think there's an Austin Powers fucking thing like, he completes me. Like Michael Myers.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I'll have to find that and see what we can do in those thing.
Yeah. I think it's McDavid because I think he's just more dynamic than anybody else, and he'll probably end up getting a few more points than Draisaitl at the end of it. And then that's pretty much. I don't really know if I need to explain how good Connor McDavid is. Everybody knows.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, this is more of an objective one where you just look at points, so it's not really subjective. There's not really like all these different players for different reasons, like the Hart.
It's just the points, like whoever leads the points, and that's all you can do.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think it's Connor McDavid. I think he's most likely to take this one home. He's got 71 points in 47 games, like I said earlier, with the potential to reach probably around 120 points if he absolutely explodes in the last half of the season. He's the best player in the league by head and shoulders. I don't think anybody's going to argue with me there. Runner-ups for me would be either Leon Draisaitl or Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. This one's an easier one to predict, I think.
Yeah, if something happens to Connor McDavid and he, can't play at his level for the rest of the season, I think that's also going to drag Draisaitl down, and Jonathan Huberdeau could probably win it then. But if both those players are on, Draisaitl and McDavid, I think someone in Edmonton's going to take this trophy home. Yeah,
same. They also got a new coach, and they're playing really well under him. So
yeah,
they're also scoring a lot of points that way.
There, yeah. Mm-hmm. Great pick, man. I couldn't agree with you more.
Me too. Easy pick.
Yeah. Which one next?
Let's mix it up a bit. Let's go with the Rocket.
The Rocket Richard Trophy, named after the great Montreal Canadian legend Maurice Richard. Maurice was the first player to score 500 goals in the NHL and also the first to reach 50 in a single season, achieving it in just 50 games. The first person to win this trophy was Solane in, I think, I can't remember the year now, 1993 or around there, 94. And the current holder is Austin Matthews. It is awarded annually to the player who finishes the regular season with the most goals. So who do you think will do that this year?
I think Austin Matthews gets his second in a row.
Oh, that would be great to see.
Yeah, I just think he's the best goal scorer in the league. I think you look at a guy like Draisaitl, who's always up there. I think Draisaitl is probably better all around than Matthews. He's probably better at passing the puck than Matthews, but I think if we're talking shot right now, I think you have Ovechkin's slap shot, you have Matthews' wrist shot, and those two shots dominate the NHL.
Crosby backhand.
Crosby backhand's one of the best backhands, yeah, definitely. Kane with the hands. Yeah. And those are some guys that lead those categories. Yeah, I think Matthews is he scores pretty much. If he doesn't score at the game you're watching, you can pretty well bet he's going to score the next game after. So
let's hope so.
He's my pick for the Rocket.
I think he was a -1 last night, so let's hope so.
Yeah, he had a tough night. But
Yeah,
we're
that's
not going to talk about that.
All right, we'll skip over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pick. I'm gonna have to agree with you again. It's got to be Matthews. He's on fire lately. I obviously wrote this before last night, so.
Go on, man.
All right. He's got 33 goals in 45 games, which averages out to be 61.5 goals or around there over an 82 game season. Like we said earlier, though, he won't be able to play 82 games this year because he was out for I think a week and a half.
5 or 6 games.
Exactly, in the early season. So he's not going to get up to 61.5, but I think he can realistically see him getting 55 this year. Runner-ups are Ovi and Draisaitl. Both have slowed down lately, but were on fire before the new year. I think
Ovi slowed down a bit.
Yeah, I think
he was on fire and insane at the start of the season.
Oh, it was nuts. I think he had like 14 goals in like 9 games, and then he started to slow down. But I think Draisaitl leads the league right now with 35 goals, and Matthews is right behind him with 33. So I think Matthews will pass Draisaitl, obviously. I think Draisaitl is starting to get tired now just because the tear him and McDavid have been on all season. So
yeah, I think probably in the next month or so. It takes a while to pass because, I mean, they're both getting a goal every now and then. So it takes a while to, pass somebody in that
so
ranking.
The only way to do it is, to consistently get like 2-goal games and hat tricks every every 2 weeks or something, and that's hard to do at in the best league in the world. So
yeah, if this was the start of the season, we could have argued Andrew Mangiapane to be on this list.
That's right. Yeah, I probably would have.
But he slowed down a lot.
Yeah, a sneaky player that nobody had. Well, that is slowed down too. That no one's really talking about anymore is Troy Terry. He's up there with 26 goals on the season. He's probably going to get more goals this season than he got points in his best season.
Yeah, he really blew up this year. Unfortunately, he's having a little bit of a tough go lately. I think he had a few points last night, though.
I think he did too. I think he had 2 or 3 points last night.
Yeah, so he's still being an effective player and doing well. So good for him.
Yeah, definitely. We're down to our last trophy here, Steve, the Ted Lindsey Award. The Ted Lindsey Award is named after Detroit legend and player rights advocate Ted Lindsey, formerly known as the Lester B. Pearson Award, but changed in 2010. It was first won by Phil Esposito in 1971 and usually accompanies the Hart Trophy. Who won this award last year to Ted Lindsey?
Was it McDavid?
Like I said, it's usually it usually goes hand in hand with the Hart. So, I didn't have who won the Hart last year either. I'm sloppy. Sorry, boys. This is a rough go. But yeah, it's awarded annually to the NHL's most outstanding player. Either way. So, who did win it last season? But it doesn't matter. All right, who's going to win it this season? More importantly,
McDavid.
All right,
easy pick. Easy pick. What do you think?
I'm probably going to go with McDavid too. Yeah, just because I think he'll get the Hart, and like I just said, they usually go hand in hand with the Hart. So
if I was to pick somebody other than McDavid, I'd probably pick Hubert.
My runner-ups were Hubert, Ovi, and Matthews as well.
Yeah, Ovi would be there too. Yeah,
definitely.
But I think McDavid's just better.
Yeah, I mean remember that goal he scored against New York where he went through 4 people, and then a week later he did the same thing to Winnipeg. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of plays that win you like a Ted Lindsey. Like if you do it once, I don't know, if a third liner did that, he'd be like, well, that was sick, great fluke. But I mean, we know Connor McDavid has the potential to do that night in and night out. So in my mind, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's going to win a lot of these, yet he's still 25. So
exactly. He's going to have a nice hardware case when he gets older, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But it doesn't matter if you can't win the Stanley Cup, so you got to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen just yet. I think they're a couple years out, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, great prediction, Steven. Let's see if we can get a couple of these right. The ones from earlier in the season are kind of falling apart on me here.
Some are still good. That prediction of Kaprizov in 100 points, I think that's looking good.
I got to give it credit to you, man. I didn't want to admit it on the pod, but I think you're right. He's going to hit 100.
I think so too. I I also like my prediction that the Leafs are going to win the cup.
It's looking good too, man. Somebody I was playing beer league hockey last night. And some guy was shitting on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I said, "Hey, man, do you remember what Columbus did to Tampa Bay? That's kind of similar to what Montreal did to Toronto last year. I mean, so it's a learning moment. So now they know they can't take any team for granted.
That's exactly what I was saying to people who question it.
And they got to work night in and night out. And I mean, you take that for granted when you're Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner and you're the best players in the league, you know. But now they know they can't just laugh it off. And the Oilers did the same thing at the beginning of the 80s. They didn't win their first cup until the 84-85 season. So man, it takes time.
It takes a while, man. You get to build, you get to learn, you get to lose, and then you can win.
Exactly. So yeah. Would you like to conclude this episode and just give a small message to the fans out there?
Yeah.
All of our screaming fans, our loyal fans.
Yeah, well, we're starting to gain some traction on YouTube. If you call 64 views a traction,
I would call it traction compared to our usual 1 or 2 views.
Yeah, our mock draft video did pretty well, and then our we had a trade deadline mock trade video. That's doing pretty good too. So yeah, go check us out on YouTube at Hockey Tank Podcast. We got we're starting to gain a few subscribers last couple of weeks, so just commenting and joining a discussion is what we want more than anything, more than the subscriber, more than the view. I mean, just comment. I mean, if you view, you're going to comment it. If you comment, you've obviously viewed it, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So go check us out there, Instagram at Hockey Tank, and you can obviously listen to the audio podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and all the other platforms that's available on. Pretty much anything that you watch podcasts on, but most people watch Spotify and Apple, obviously.
Yeah, that's where I get my pods, so that's where I'd expect other people to get theirs.
Yep. Yeah, but do yourself a favor and watch it, and join in on the wonderful hockey discussion.
That's right, boys, and females out there. As Steve said, actually, funny fact, we don't have any female listeners, so if you have
0%,
if you have we have more. What was it?
Non-binary, but I think that's just because the device doesn't know if it's male or female. Like the device isn't assigned, because personal devices obviously have your gender on it sometimes.
Exactly, we're trying to fully diversify this podcast. So if you have a female friend, a girlfriend, a wife, a daughter that's 6 months old, please put a pair of headphones on her for God's sake, and just give us that 1% female viewer so we can say we have all demographics.
Yeah, we're all inclusive.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, just like Steve said, we don't really care about numbers too much here. We don't care if you like, we don't care if you subscribe. We just want you to comment and try to get in on the conversation, and we want to hear what other people are thinking, what kind of videos you might want to see, what kind of topics we should cover. We would invite any more information on any Newfoundlanders, because there's scarce information out there. So if you got any, please don't be selfish, send it in, boys.
Yeah. And if you do find us on the audio, I mean, just go check out the YouTube channel. I mean, you can see our wonderful faces. We're a couple good-looking young guys. Just do yourself a favor, come and watch, and just get in a discussion, because you can't really comment when you listen to the audio version, and there's nothing we like more than talking about hockey. And you could probably tell by our obnoxiously long 2.5-hour podcast, which we're trying to get down to a more moderate listening pace. So
for sure,
we're working on it.
Well said, Steve. I think we're gonna call it there. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hockey Tank Podcast. We'll catch you next week. Take care, everybody, and stay safe.